Hello, this is Dean Zeller, and this is how to create a survey. So read over the assignment survey as I have it up here. Has a background of how it can be used. Read over the requirements because those are very important, but I'm going to show you an example. Here's some tips. Use the insert symbol to find the Wingdings font containing the circles and the check boxes. It'll be a lot easier for you if you use those. You may need to view the ruler so that you can indent your tools correctly. Here's the different types of questions. Here's an option response question, also known as multiple choice. This will be used for, like, what is your gender? How often do you read comic books? This is where you specify all the possible responses so that the respondent can just select one of them. Make sure you make it so that every possible respondent can select one and only one of these. Then we also have these short answer responses where they write in a response. So what is your major field of study? Who are your favorite comic book superheroes? That kind of thing. But for the formatting, it should look just like mine. So here's the note on question content. It should be anonymous. You should not be able to identify any of the respondents based on their answers. For the topic, you don't want to choose any kind of offensive or potentially embarrassing topic. You want them to be comfortable taking the survey, so don't choose certain topics like that. But otherwise, just make it interesting for you. It should be a topic that you're interested in enough to do a survey. So here is my example survey on comic books. So note that it has a title at the top, and then some instructions, and then it has 6 questions. Notice that all of the possible responses are lined up evenly. That's important, so that people can tell where the questions start. Alright, so I'm going to go over how to create one of these. So I'm going to do a file new. And this will be a survey on my favorite topic, bacon. So I'm going to call it the bacon survey. And that should be centered. I'm going to return and align left. And this will be instructions. Thank you for taking part in this survey. This is an anonymous survey to gather information about bacon. Please indicate your responses to the questions below. Alright, so now question 1. Sometimes Word does things for you. And so the bulleted, the numbered list kind of do that. So I'm going to type in 1 and hit tab, and I'm going to say, what is your gender? I'm going to choose 1 after it. As soon as, rather than hitting enter, hit shift enter. If you hit enter, it just brings you to the next line. So instead of hitting enter, hit shift enter. It brings you down to here. And we can put in the circle. I'll show you how to do the circle. Insert. Symbol, more symbols, and here's the symbol list, and the font that you want here is Wingdings all the way at the bottom. So here's Wingdings. Scroll down a bit. This is a symbol font, so you're not going to see any regular characters hidden here. And here's a perfect little circle. There's also a square if you need it. I'm going to hit the circle, insert, and close. Now, that was a lot of steps to go through, but now if you look, symbol is just the circle is the first symbol right there. So that'll save you some time. So what is your gender? Space male, and symbol, circle, female. Notice how it's putting spaces in between these things? Maybe I can do a shift enter. There we go. Okay, now question 2. Tab. How often do you eat bacon? Choose 1. I don't know why that says after. Choose 1. Okay, so I hit, remember, shift enter is a break as opposed to a new line. I'm going to do shift enter. You can tell the shift enters if you go home and the paragraph spacing button. The shift enter is a little arrow, whereas the paragraph is the end of a paragraph. So use shift enter to put this in without spaces. How often do you eat bacon? So I'm going to put in insert, symbol, circle. Never. That's pretty clear, so you don't need more explanation. Another circle. Rarely, once per month or less. Shift enter. Symbol. Circle. Often. Once per week or more. Shift enter. Another circle. And then constantly. I've only had 4 responses in here. I'll just put every day. Okay, then question 3. Tab. Notice the formatting doesn't quite look like what I'm looking for. What are the 3 things you like most about bacon? And shift enter. And I'll put 1, period, space, and then a bunch of underscores, which is shift underscore, which is right to the right of 0. And shift enter. Space for 2. Needs a space in there. I have the same number of lines in here just so they're even up. Shift enter, 3, period, space, and a bunch of lines. Okay, now I could do more questions, but you know, the time is limited, so I'm just going to use these. This is my survey right now. It doesn't quite look right. First, it needs a border, so I'm going to do page layout, page borders. Choose any one of these you want. I mean, the single lines are a little boring. I like the multi-line ones. I'm going to choose this one here with a thick and a thin line. It has some artistic ones here, but these are just awful. I mean, it's I don't know, candy canes, hearts. These are really dumb. But some of these at the end aren't that bad. You know, they're kind of fancy. I would just avoid these art ones and go with a simple style. So hit OK. If we shrink this down, you can see what it looks like. Okay, unfortunately the formatting for this is not correct. So I need to view the ruler. So I'm going to click on View and Ruler. This is the ruler where I'm going to change the formatting of this. What we need to do is to have each question so that it's about 1/4 inch between the question and the number, and then the responses are indented about 1/2 inch. So I'm going to select all my questions and use the ruler up here. There's 2 little triangles hidden here and a box. If you click the box, you're doing the left indent and everything goes. If you choose the top triangle, it's just the first line. So you want just the second triangle right here. We're going to move that into 1/2 inch. So now you can see everything is lined up here at 1/2 inch because I used tabs here. You can see the tabs with the paragraph marker. Here's the tabs I put in. However, the question should be back about 1/4 inch. And so here's the left tab button, and I'm going to click on at 1/4 inch right here. And so now you can see the questions are more easily lined up. Here's question 1, what is your gender, male and female, with a space after female. Question 2, how often do you eat bacon? Question 3, what 3 things do you like most about bacon? Last comment, there is not enough space to write a response in here, so put a shift enter in between each one of these. Shift enter, then here, shift enter, then here, shift enter, and now there's a lot more space to write. Now I only have 3 questions in here. You're going to need 6. And your first question should be, what is your gender? Because a future assignment might have you separate males and females. Otherwise, the other questions, they're all up to you. So that's the quick introduction on how to create a survey. If you need more help, please let me know, and I will help you out. Thank you.